the demand, Indonesia is still importing electricity from Malaysia. Foreign capital inflows into the Indonesian stock market is predicted to continue throughout 2021. Good afternoon, viewers in Indonesia and Singapore. Market Lens is ready to provide you a number of informations from the business, economic, and capital market sectors. With me, Wicky Adrian. This is Market Headlines. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources stated that Indonesia is still importing electricity from Malaysia up until now. This is done in order to meet the needs of domestic electricity.
Energy and Mineral Resources Ministry's Director General of Electricity, Rida Mulyana, revealed that 2022 electricity import from Malaysia ratio was recorded at 0.54%. This ratio is equivalent to 100 to 120 megawatts. Indonesia imports electricity comes from power plant owned by Malaysian state-owned company, so-called as SASCO. The electricity is transmitted to Indonesia to meet the needs of the West Kalimantan region.
Kita kerjasama bilateral dengan Malaysia, tepatnya di Sarawak sana, lebih khususnya lagi di Kalimantan Barat, yang secara bilateral G2G, itu pelaksananya adalah korporasi BUMN kelistrikan, dalam hal ini kita di PLN dan di Malaysia itu SESCO, yang bekerja sama untuk jual beli listrik atau ekspor impor listrik. Nah, untuk tahap sekarang, karena kerjasama tersebut dibagi beberapa tahap, untuk tahap awal sekarang kita kebagian untuk mengimpor. Dan impornya itu kalau dibandingkan dengan total yang kita konsumsi itu kurang lebih 0,54%. Udah kalau teman-teman bisa bayangkan berapa besar kita kalau misalkan kita produksi dan konsumsi itu 100, ya 0,54%-nya itu yang kemudian kita impor dari negara jiran, negara tetangga.
Rida also said that electricity import is only carried out for a while until the constructions of power plants in West Kalimantan is completed. If the constructions is completed, the government is targeting Indonesia to export electricity to Malaysia. Jakarta, Muhammad Olga for IDX Channel.
For a long time, government has been promoting electricity stove as a better option for cooking, heating, and powering buildings. Right now, government is discussing conversion scheme to turn people from using traditional stove to electric stove.
To increase domestic demand for electricity, the Energy and Mineral Resources Ministry, through Director General of Electricity, will formulate programs to use electric stoves in the public. Rida Mulyana, as Director General of Electricity, stated that government is now discussing conversion scheme to turn people from using gas stove to electric stove with many stakeholders, for example, experts, academics, and national state electricity. Government plans to give incentive as well. According to plan, people will get starter kit in the form of LPG gas and gas stove provided by the government. How? By only exchanging with kerosene.
Stimulus ya, yang satu diskon untuk rumah tangga, yaitu untuk 450 sama 900 VA, diskon untuk industri dan bisnis kecil, kemudian diskon untuk rekening minimum. Itu totalnya untuk triwulan 1 2021 kita perkirakan 4,57 triliun.
Electricity surplus as much as 30% of the total national capacity are expected to be diverted through high demand for electricity after people are converted to use electric stove. In addition, there are challenges such as socializations related to the safety of the electric stove, but it will be carried out by the government to give public trust in using electric stove. From Jakarta, Muhammad Olga for IDX Channel.
Food prices in early 2021 are predicted to be still fluctuated due to imbalanced supply-demand. Economic observer reminds the government to be aware that this will further suppress people's purchasing power.
The nation's economic recovery is losing steam as people's purchasing power remains sluggish. Economic observer from IndiHome, Rusli Abdullah, stated that weak people's purchasing power due to COVID-19 pandemic is predicted to be going on in 2021. People's purchasing power will improve depending on the success of COVID-19 vaccinations, which according to him will only happen in 2022.
Sampai bulan Maret, itu kemungkinan fluktuasi harga dengan level yang tinggi masih bisa akan terjadi karena memang ini terkait dengan curah hujan ya seperti itu. Dan yang paling penting adalah di sini bagaimana pemerintah menjadikan agar kenaikan harga ini atau fluktuasi harga ini di tengah pandemi, di tengah curah hujan yang tinggi itu tidak mempengaruhi atau tidak semakin menekan daya beli masyarakat yang masih rendah karena ada krisis ekonomi akibat pandemi ini.
In the beginning of the year, people have to face high food price. This may lead into weaker purchasing power, which is a major threat for the government. High food price in early 2021 will be mostly caused by disrupted supply due to high intensity of rainfall. Therefore, Rusli urged the government to be able to control food price in the market. From Jakarta, Rizka Ayu for IDX Channel.
Indonesian Retailers Association guarantees that there will be or not be price hike in modern retail market. The association noted that price stability is urgently needed to push people's purchasing power. Deputy Head of Indonesian Retailers Association, Fernando Repi, stated that price stability in retail market can be maintained. Therefore, he asked public to not worry about that. Fernando said in January 2021, the people's purchasing power will be not better than the previous month, even far from January 2020. Fernando explained this is the impact of government policies that impose tight large-scale social restriction, thus reducing public mobility.
Ya, kalau kita bicara mengenai daya beli sampai dengan Januari ini, kami khawatir masih belum membaik ya dibandingkan dengan bulan-bulan sebelumnya. Apalagi jika dibandingkan dengan Januari tahun 2020. Hal ini dikarenakan karena masih ada tingginya kasus lonjakan kasus COVID yang pertama, dan kemudian yang kedua, sehingga mengakibatkan pemerintah memberlakukan kembali PSBB atau PPKM ini. Nah, ini sangat berpengaruh sekali terhadap transaksi di retail modern. Tentunya kita berharap agar COVID ini segera berlalu dengan vaksin yang sudah disediakan oleh pemerintah, meskipun masih dalam jangka waktu lama, tetapi kita berharap agar vaksin segera bisa dipersiapkan dan juga segera dilakukan vaksinasi sehingga akhirnya ekonomi bisa kembali pulih. Mengenai kestabilan harga di retail modern, kami yakin dan kami jamin bahwa tidak ada kenaikan harga yang terlalu signifikan, karena produk-produk juga masih tersedia, produk-produk bahan kebutuhan pokok tersedia dengan baik di retail modern sampai dengan saat ini.
Market headlines will be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Senang sekali saya David San Oval dan dapat hadir menemani Anda dalam program spesial dialog webinar on TV.
Setiap minggunya kita akan membahas tema-tema yang sangat menarik. Apa kabar ibu-ibu sekalian?
Alhamdulillah baik.
Salah satu ambisi daripada Kementerian Koperasi dan UMKM bersama Spesco adalah koperasi keren, baru, digital gitu kan, yang kita bisa IT.
Welcome back. The Financial Services Authority, or OJK, stated that a digital bank can operate with at least one head office without having a branch office. However, this regulation is still in the drafting stage by OJK.
The Indonesia Financial Services Authority, or OJK, stated that a digital bank can operate with at least one head office. In the future, the bank's business model will be conducted through electronic channels with the existence of a bank physical office that is limited or even without a physical bank office. This is stated in the request for responses to the draft OJK regulation for commercial banks released by the OJK, where OJK stated that digital banks that carry out business activities digitally are required to have at least one office, namely the head office. In Indonesia, it is known that there are several digital banking products, including Genius, owned by Bank BTPN, and Digibank, owned by Bank DBS Indonesia. In addition, many have committed to utilizing digital infrastructure, such as Bank Amar Indonesia, Bank Jago, Bank Mio Commerce, and Bank Digital BCA. From all sources, for IDX Channel.
The presence of digital bank marks a new era for the Indonesian banking industry, and today, digital services are inseparable from people's lifestyle. So how did the digital bank's presence in Indonesia begin? Is there a certain pattern? Let's just discuss it in the next graphic. This is the first graphic, the pattern of the presence of digital banks in Indonesia. The first one is the bank transforms business models, strategies, and product. And the next thing, or the next stage, is a bank that was formed from the beginning as a digital bank. The Financial Services Authority, or OJK, encourages the formation of digital banks. Even though it sounds unfamiliar, several countries already have digital banks, such as Singapore and Hong Kong. OJK revealed that digital transformation in banking is not only in business processes, but also includes business models. For this reason, banks are expected to be more responsive and inclusive. In addition, the enthusiasm and optimism for the transfer or formation of a digital bank is also based on the potential of Indonesia's digital economy, where, based on data from a Google and Temasek study, the Indonesian digital economy is predicted to reach $100 billion in 2025. Regarding the presence of digital banks, the acquisition process is also one of many ways to form a digital bank. So what are the digital banks in Indonesia that are the results of the acquisition? We'll see it through the next graphic. This is the list of banks resulting from the acquisition. The first one is BCA Digital, or we call it BCA Digital. Before acquisition, the name of it, Bank Royal, and acquirer, of course, Bank Sentral Asia, or BCA, and the acquisition value of the bank on the level of 988 billion rupiah. The next one is Bank Jago. Before acquisition, the name of it was Bank Artos, acquirer Jerry Eng and Patrick Waluyo, and acquisition value as much as 240 billion rupiah, or as much as 51 shares. The next one we have Bank Neo Commerce. Before acquisition, the name of it was Bank Yuda Bakti, acquirer Akulaku, and acquisition value was 500 billion rupiah, or 24.98% shares. Indonesian banking industry is entering a new era. Bank Digital BCA, or BCA, Bank Jago, and Bank Neo Commerce declare their readiness to provide all their services online. Regarding the acquisition, giant startup like Gojek has also taken an interest in digital banks by purchasing more than 20% of Bank Jago shares. Meanwhile, startup Akulaku is also listed as the largest shareholders of Bank Neo Commerce. The development of digital banks in Indonesia is still not as massive as other countries such as Singapore and Hong Kong. The digital bank in Singapore doesn't even have a branch office. Seeing the opportunity of digital bank, head of financial services Grab Ankur Mehrotra once said that the opportunity for the financial business market is 20 times greater than ride-hailing services. It's because there were around 438 million people who didn't have bank accounts in Southeast Asia in 2018. Apart from pure digital banks, in Indonesia, a number of commercial banks have also developed digital services. What digital services have been provided by several commercial banks? Let's check it through the next graphic. This is digital services at commercial banks. We have Genius by BTPN, and we have Digibank by DBS Indonesia, Time Digital by Commonwealth Bank, and we have Woke by Bank Bukopin, Permatami by Permata and Bank Danamon, Tomorrow by UOB Indonesia, and Nyala from Bank OCBC and ISP. And several commercial banks continue to increase their allocations of capital expenditures for the IT and digital segments, including Bank Rakyat Indonesia or BRI, which prepares 3.5 trillion rupiah in 2021, then Bank Sentral Asia or BCA, which prepares 5.2 trillion rupiah, where most of the capital expenditure is for IT and banking digitalization. The other bank, Bank CIMB Niaga, said that 60% of capital expenditure in 2021 is prepared to develop digital banking services. And not only has great potential, the development of a digital bank in Indonesia also has several challenges. So what are the challenges? Let's take it through the next graphic. Here are the list of challenges for digital banks in Indonesia. Requires huge capital for technology. Digital bank regulations are not comprehensive yet, and digital financial literacy is still low, and potential of cybercrime to happen. Regarding the increasingly massive digital services provided by commercial banks, the National Consumer Protection Agency or BPK or BPKN hopes that banks can prepare risk mitigation in implementing digital services to protect consumers. For the reason, the agency hopes that there will be mitigation in the form of strengthening regulations and reforming information technology system so that digital services do not create moral hazards or even cyber crimes that harm customers. Meanwhile, for digital banks, the Financial Services Authority or OJK admitted that the authority is currently reviewing the issuance of digital bank license terms, as well as several other supporting regulation. And hopefully all parties can collaborate and play an active role in facing the new era for banking and of course prioritize security and convenience for all digital banks service users. Stay tuned on Market Headlines because we'll be right back after the break.
IDX Channel, the Indonesia Stock Exchange channel, is the authorized capital market channel in Indonesia. To give references to global investors, IDX Channel also presented the news about the dynamic of Indonesia's economy, business, and capital market in English. IDX Channel also have different types of programs. They are Special Dialogue, Market Opening, Market Review, IDX First Session Closing, IDX Second Session Closing, Market Headlines, and News Screen. IDX Channel is aired 24 hours a day with 5 hours live program from Indonesia Stock Exchange trading floor. Our vision and mission as the only capital market TV channel in Indonesia that is committed to improve the capital market knowledge in the country. News that had been delivered on IDX Channel can also be seen on our digital platforms, so you can give yourself an update about informations anywhere and everywhere. IDX Channel can be watched through Vision Channel, First Media Channel, IndiHome Channel, and Vision Plus, and also live streaming on idxchannel.com. IDX Channel provides information from around the world from different perspectives. We provide you various investment strategies, stock options, inspiring figures for your business references. IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business, and capital market channel.
We're in the last segment. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, JCI was open at the level of 6,445.9. Then approaching the closing time on the first session, the index was on the level of 6,445.89. Then the index was showing weakening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 6,427.62. In short, JCI went down 0.12%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got basic industry as the leader of the strengthening trend that went up 1.61%. Infrastructure went up 0.73%, and the leader of the weakening trend, we got construction went down 0.96%. Finance went down 0.63%. Moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. ANTM went up 1.92% to the level of 3,180 per share. Gas went up 12.07% to the level of 1,810 per share. TINS went up 17.4% to the level of 2,040 per share. Bumi went up 1.94% to the level of 105 per share. Meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got BBCA went down 1.4% to the level of 35,100 rupiah per share. BRMS went down 6.54% to the level of 100 rupiah per share. Agro went down 4.72% to the level of 1,550 rupiah per share. And WSKT went down 1.75% to the level of 1,685 rupiah per share. And next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar, open at the level of 14,119. Rupiah was also showing weakening trend towards US dollar and was closed at the level of 14,082. In summary, rupiah went down 0.25%. The trend of foreign capital inflows into the Indonesian stock market is predicted to continue throughout 2021 in line with the U.S. election results and optimal domestic market conditions.
The trend of foreign capital inflows into the Indonesian stock market is predicted to continue throughout 2021, in line with the election of Joe Biden as President of the United States and optimal domestic market conditions. Head of Research at Mirai Aset Sekuritas Indonesia, Haryanto Wijaya, explained that the potential for more foreign investors to enter the Indonesian stock market is still wide open. One of the pillars of this is the election of Joe Biden as President of the United States. One of the steps that Biden has prepared is to raise taxes in the U.S. This will make foreign investors turn away from the U.S. and look for emerging markets like Indonesia to place their funds. According to Haryanto, most of these foreign investors will choose Indonesia as their investment area. One of the supporting factors for this is the enactment of the job creation law, which make it easier for foreign investors to enter Indonesia. In addition, the formation of a sovereign wealth fund by the government has also increased the attractiveness of investing in Indonesia. On the other hand, Haryanto assessed that the fundamental condition of the domestic stock market is still good. It is also coupled with the potential for rapid growth of the Indonesian market. From all sources, for IDX Channel.
To support the company's investment, metal mining company Timah has allocated a capital expenditure of 1.9 trillion rupiah in 2021.
To support the company's investment this year, Timah, or issuer under code TINS, has allocated a capital expenditure of 1.9 trillion rupiah. According to the corporate secretary of TINS, Muhammad Zulkarnain, said that the capital expenditure will come from internal cash and the use of long-term financing. From the total allocation, around 94% is for the company's investment costs, while 6% is allocated for subsidiaries. The company's capital expenditure allocation is greater than the 2020 allocation, which was only 1.5 trillion rupiah. On the other hand, TINS targets this year's production volume to reach more than 50,000 tons, or higher than the estimated production in 2020. The company also targets tin sales in 2021 to be around 92% of production, or equivalent to 46,000 tons. Zulkarnain explained that the company is optimistic that the metal and mineral industry, especially tin, will improve this year, in line with the increasing trend in global tin prices. This is what makes the company confident in raising its production and sales volume targets this year. From all sources, for IDX Channel.
A step aside from market condition as coronavirus pandemic takes a big role on the current economic situation. And here is an update data about coronavirus globally. And the news close our market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel. I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.